What is the most fun date you've ever been on? We were paired up as an engaged couple in our high school's mock marriage assignment for seniors, designed to teach you that getting engaged and planning a wedding is hard, so don't do it right away. I secretly had a crush on him, but neither of us made a move because college. Fast forward a few months into college and we ran into each other. We had chosen the same college and didn't know it. We started hanging out and he had the idea to go window shopping for all the furniture we'd need for our new house. Continuing the mock marriage thing, we spent literally an entire day roaming the large furniture store in our city, picking out couches and entertainment stands for our fictitious house, even laying on beds together. We've been together 10 years, married almost 5. He actually reenacted the proposal we had mocked up back in high school. I was working for the high school newspaper and one thing I did each month was write a duo, back and forth article with my friend. It was always just kind of bantering, and we usually made it some type of competition. See who was the better dancer with the dance team, or something students had to deal with. We shared a locker for a week. BC underclassmen had to due to increased enrollment. 1 month. We decided to see who was the better date, so we were going to take out the same girl and have her grade us. We first searched through the yearbook. This is pre-Facebook, so of hot chicks we could convince to do this article with us. Our editor decided we'd take a girl on the newspaper staff so they could write a response article, and the gal was picked. I didn't know at the time. This girl had a huge crush on me. I had a date planned, with a bruschetta with tomato and ham dinner I made, with help from my sister, and I made a centerpiece out of red vines and Mr. Pibb. She was a huge SNL fan. We were to then go get dessert at an ice cream shop nearby and then go to a drive-in movie. We ended up talking for 3 or 4 hours, just chomping on licorice and drinking pop. We just got married 2.5 weeks ago. I'd say I won the challenge. What I got from this story is that your editor was being a total bro for her. Indoor rock climbing. It's fairly safe, it's fun, helps build trust, and you get to look up at her butt with no remorse. Actually very similar to paintballing, a physical activity that is not only just fun, but you learn a lot about a person from just more than what they are willing to tell you. For example, she learned to always aim her gun down, and I learned that I don't like being shot in the face. Back in high school I asked out this girl who was way out of my league. For whatever reason she agreed to go on a date with me. Having no car meant walking down to the subway after school, got out to have a bite to eat. Our chemistry was amazing right off the bat and we really hit it off. I took my chances and asked her to be my girlfriend right there and then, and she said yes. Immediately after that the song Celebrate came on in the store. We both laughed so hard. At that time, I was a grad student with limited cash flow, but we always tried to do special things that was beyond just watching a movie together in our super small apartment. So we found a cheap ride to NYC, went to Alice's Teacup and shared a tower of scones and tea. After filling up on buttery deliciousness, we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art to wander around for a few hours to look at the city from their rooftop. When we had our fill of art, we left to go and walk in Central Park. I had bought a sheet in my backpack. We just set it out to lay on the grass and watched clouds together. It's been a long time since then and we're about to buy a house together and start a family. The store where we both worked was closing. We were pretty sad about it. On the last day, the company delivered about 1,000 boxes for us to pack up the rest of the inventory. The shelves were already pretty much empty, so we snuck back into the store after hours, built the most amazing fort ever with all the boxes and empty shelving units, and then ordered pizza. It was pretty awesome. She drove an hour and a half to meet me in a poorly lit gas station parking lot. We had a lot of time to kill, so we went to a restaurant to eat and start getting to know one another. From there, we went to a divey bar for a drink, where an extremely trashed teenager kept us company and told us all about her ex-boyfriend. Eventually we left and went to a nearby park, where we made out until a policeman shooed us out of the park. All of this was leading up to the midnight showing of an indie slasher movie I'd originally invited her down to see. We stole kisses through the whole movie and laughed our asses off. It was intentionally funny. We were 30 years old, but I felt like I was back in high school in all the best ways. Happy to say it was the first of many great dates. She's the love of my life. Took my ex for a flight in this little 2-seater plane I saved up to hire. Freaking incredible. My girlfriend and I one day just went and bought some colored pencils and some coloring books, and we just spent the whole day talking, coloring, and eating. It sounds stupid, but it was so much fun for us. Does not sound stupid at all. It sounds goofy as frick, but ultimately very intimate. Minimalistic expressions of love. Texted a girl's number I saw on a bathroom wall in a club while I was taking a pee. Seems like a nice girl. Thinks it's hilarious how I got her number. Text and call all the time for a couple of months, and she says she's coming to my city to see some friends, so we should meet up. Meet up, go for a beer and food. Get on awesome. There's an ice skating rink that comes round every year here and we can see it from the bar we are in. I ask her if she can ice skate. Says she used to years ago with her dad, but after he died she'd never been again. I ask if she wants to go with me. In hindsight this could have been the worst thing to say, but she lit up. We skated, she loved it, was so happy, spins me round on the ice, grabs me and kisses me like in a freaking Disney movie. More drinks after, more kisses, awesome night, awesome girl, leaves on the last train home. Both so happy, what an awesome first date, she keeps saying. Text and call all night and following days. Lost my phone 2 days after we met. This is before Google Contact backups and I hadn't written it down. Toilet's been repainted. Never saw her again. So the best and the worst in one night, really. Won't ever forget it though. We went to the beach for the day, and it was amazing. The weather was shite, but that's what you come to expect in England. We ate a crap ton of donuts and had fish and chips. Was a brilliant way to start off, which is the best relationship I have ever had, and still have. It was only a few weeks after we started dating. We really barely knew each other. I needed to fly out of state for a family thing, so we took this as an opportunity to be a little goofy and make people smile. We decided to stage a movie scene style long lost lovers airport reunion. I made a really cute dress and wore pearls for the return flight. After getting off my flight I walked to the baggage claim to find him in a suit that coordinated with my dress, with a big bouquet of flowers and a sign for me. I ran to him and jumped into his arms. It was so silly and sweet. Everybody who saw us smiled. After that we went to a wonderful restaurant, which is now our go-to special restaurant. It was cute and silly and made everybody from a little old man traveling to a woman working an airport food stand a little happier. Most importantly, we had a slightly outlandish idea and actually carried it through. That is basically when I decided I would marry him one day. I was on a cruise as part of a university course. During the second evening we had a semi-formal dinner with all involved. No seating planned though. I had agreed to sit with my cabin mates at a table, but I lost them. As I entered the restaurant I was looking for anyone I knew to sit with. I've always been introverted, so once again I didn't really have many friends or know many people. I spot this American girl with whom I'd exchanged a couple of words with before. I ask if I can sit at her table and she agrees. We end up talking until everyone else leaves the restaurant, and until the waiters ask us to leave. We sit down at the bar with her friends but just continue on talking with each other. We talked about pretty much everything. Ourselves, our history, politics and gun policy, vegetarianism, philosophy. We ignored everything and everyone around us. Eventually her friends moved on and we were left alone. Around 3 AM when the nightclub closed and everyone went to their cabins, we decided to go crash as well. It was the most genuine connection I've ever had. After that we've become very close friends. It was with a girl I met on OkCupid. We were going to meet at a Starbucks at 2, so I waited by myself until about 2:30, then sent her a message asking what was up, then waited another 15 minutes and sent her a message saying I was leaving and frick you for not showing up. So as I was walking back to my car to leave, she got there and started screaming at me in the parking lot for being inconsiderate and not showing up fashionably late like a normal person. I was so I wanted to go home. But since we were both there, we did the date anyway. We went to the Starbucks across the street from the one where we met, because she had made quite a scene at the first Starbucks. Then we went and got a slice of pizza and walked over to the park and talked for a few hours. Then we went to a liquor store and back to her place. When we got inside, she didn't like the brand of vodka I bought, Svedka, and got furious at me for not asking her which kind she wanted. And while she was screaming at me, her clothes gradually came off, and then I had some of the best hookup of my life. I rode that roller coaster for 2 months. A while back, I got hit up by a recently divorced friend's former crush from middle and high school when she was going to be in my town. Wasn't sure if it was a date or just catching up. I knew she was kind of a foodie, so I got us a table at a local place that makes all their own pasta, charcuterie, etc., thinking that I would at least get a good meal out of it. 5 minutes after being seated, yup, it's a date and it is on. We have a fabulous server who is super into the us and the fact that we are obviously hitting it off. We spend a couple of hours sharing tasty nibbles of various small plates and talking 90 miles per hour about everything from religion to underwear. Then we take a walk around the fan, local hipster district with great old Civil War era architecture, while we wait for a show to start down the street. Went to the show, featuring our local No BS brass band, had a couple of beers, danced a bunch. I don't really dance, but that band is awesome and my lady friend was all about it, so I said frick it, and we made out like teenagers on the dance floor. We decided to go back to her hotel to hit up the indoor pool and hot tub, but I had to go back to my place to let my dogs out first. Long story short, she meets my dogs and we don't make it back to her hotel till noon the next day. Next night, repeat. Took a long walk on San Gregorio Beach with a beautiful blonde. The weather was grey and wind began to pick up. There is something beautiful about a beach when it's grey and late in the afternoon. We drove down to Santa Cruz and had cheap calamari and a couple of beers on the wharf and yelled at the seagulls trying to get our pathetic dinner. But no crowds anywhere. The day was meant for us. We've been married for 7 years with a toddler and 3 dogs. It was a particularly tough week for both of us and we were exhausted, but damn it, we had a babysitter. We literally backed out of the driveway, parked on the side of the road, talked for about an hour, took a quick nap, then drove back up the driveway after the kiddo was asleep, made sandwiches and played board games. It started out as the traditional couple of drinks at a local bar to get to know each other. Somehow it turned into 6 hours of talking about a mutual crush on Charlie Day and love of It's Always Sunny and a competition to see who could draw the better cartoon rabbit, all the while getting progressively more drunk on chocolate mojitos. We ended the night by walking back to her place singing our favorite Disney songs. Took a lovely young lady go-kart racing and followed it up with some laser tag. We ended up sitting on a hill drinking while the sun set, talking, making out for what seemed like hours. Found out she had a boyfriend, which sucked because she was pretty decent at laser tag. You know what to do then. Ask her to lure the BF to a laser tag tournament where you both duel for her hand. May the best man win. After you win, kill them both and hide their corpses in the laser tag arena and laugh as kids mistake them for cheats who crawl during matches. We went to the Church of Scientology on our second date and pretended we were a couple who'd been together for 4 years, complete with petty arguments and pet names. We made up fake names and personas, complete with the types of anxieties that Cos would normally prey on, and walked in saying we're curious about the church. We both stayed in character and kept trying to one-up each other with our deliberately naive and ridiculous questions. We kept this going for about 45 minutes until we were both pretty sure we were on the verge of cracking up. We think that the mixture of fear and the feeling of holding and laughter probably affected our e-meter readings. Had been seeing a girl for coffees drinks for a few weeks and decided that I wanted to take her out on a date. Picked something generic. Dinner and a movie. Halfway through dinner, the conversation turns to what movie we should see. Ideas flew around and we sort of decided on one. At this point I say, alright, so now we have a decision. We can go to the movie or you can have the mystery date. At which point I pull out an envelope with mystery date written on it. Obviously the person will pick the mystery date. If they are hesitant, just tell them it's a one-time offer. The mystery date instructions came in a large yellow envelope, like a spy mission. There were separate letters addressed to each of us. There was one piece of paper in the envelope that was called instructions. Basically, she had to open and complete her envelope before I could open mine. Her envelope just said, personality test, Please write down 20 things you think of when you think of home, city, town, whatever. When complete, have other person open and complete their task. So she writes down 20 things and folds up a note, and I open my envelope. My envelope is the rules. It's a scavenger hunt. You see, rules based on our city, driving times, etc. were that we had to find everything on the list and take a picture. Make sure to bring a camera of ourselves with it. You also couldn't take a picture of more than 2 things on the list at the same stop. We had 90 minutes to complete. Oh, and there was a prize. Learned a lot about her that night. There was a water park her parents used to take her to, a vending machine outside her lab. She was a grad student at the time, which had a broken button giving free 7-Up, and things she liked to do around the city. It also made us work together to figure out the best routes, and we spent the next 90 minutes having a blast. I could not believe how excited she was for it. We ended up getting the last picture with about 8 minutes left on the timer, so she got a prize, which just so happened to be 2 movie vouchers, which turned into our second date. Been together for almost 3 years and likely a lot more. I saved all the pictures that night and am planning to put it together into a photo collage or a photo book to give her on a special occasion. To the airport. Before the draconian days of the siren shoe removal, I was a poor college student and had a date with a hot visual arts student with really short black hair and an ass you could bounce a quarter on. I had no money and was challenged to think of something different and creative. The airport was free. We people watched, made up backstories for them, made up dialogues between people from far away, played Spot the Spy. Every major airport must have at least one spy in it at all times. It's a rule, I think. We walked up to those limo guys holding signs and pretended to be who they were looking for. Hi, we're the Smiths. Oh, you're looking for the Smiths. Never mind. And when we were pretending to be spies, I told her our cover was blown and to follow my lead and kissed her. For a guy whose only exposure to anything smooth is a jar of Skippy, I'm still proud of that one. Then we went and watched planes take off and land, Wayne's World style. You have been visited by the rock and roll doggo. Like and comment rock on doggo to keep doggo's dreams alive. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.